That's it.
So, hi, you've helped many companies to define their culture, but I was wondering, what's your favorite format to define culture?
Mm. Yeah, so I think what I did 3 times over the last 2 years was, I think, a very nice one, and I was visualizing the future. So very creative, especially with large groups of engineers or technical people. I really like to use that since it's not something that they are used to have a creative session. So I think it's visualize the future.
I see. And could you give me an example how visualize the future works for a large group?
Yeah, so for instance, mid last year, we had a group of, I think it was something like 80 people. So the top 80, they had a
Mm-hmm.
day, a leadership day or 2 leadership days, and we were invited for 2 hours to help them to define their identity, their culture, the culture that they wanted to be. And what we did up front is we had, I think, something like maybe 10 or 15 one-to-one interviews of something like 45 minutes to try to see what kind of words they would like. So we normally have 300 words, and then based on these interviews, we downscaled that to 100 words where we thought like, okay, these are the words that we feel are very company-like within the different culture groups that we have. And so we started the day, and we made, I think, 16 groups of 5 people, and there were like hundreds and hundreds of visuals that we cut it out of magazines. And we asked every group after the CEO presented the strategy, we said, okay, so suppose it's 3 years from now, and we have successfully implemented the strategy. You walk into the company, what kind of culture you see? Since we all believe that culture is important, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So what is the culture that you see if you walk into the company when we have successfully implemented the strategy 3 years from now? And then they started to make mood boards in groups of 5. And then in 4 corners, they presented to each other. So there was something like 45 minutes to 60 minutes. And then as a last step, in the format, we gave everybody this list of 100 words, and we asked them to, let's say, cross the 10 words that they thought were fitting most to the visual that they just made. So we had 100 times these 10 words, or 80 times these 10 words at the end. And then we looked at and then we picked something like, I think it was 20 or maybe 25 words that were mentioned most. Then we went back to the executive committee of the company, and we clustered them to, I think it was something like 15 words. And with these words, we went into the company, and we had so-called values house workshops. So a values house is a house where it's a little game where people can put the cards, so these 15 cards, on the house. So you have the fundament. So these are the values that people say like, okay, this is what we have already. And even if you would ask my partner at home or my friends or my parents, then you would know that these are the values that we have lived for forever, and you can't even get us away from them. Then at the higher part of the house, at this part, there are the values where people say, okay, these we sometimes see, but actually not everywhere or not every day. And then there's one, the rooftop, where they can put cards where they say, okay, this is a value that we don't have, but we definitely need them for our new strategy. So we try to give them the option to put in, this is important, and where are we right now? And with these results, we went back to the executive team, and then at the end we had the 5 values for the company.
Yeah, that's that sounds great, but how can you handle giving so many workshops? You must need a really large team then.
Yeah. True. Well, the nice thing is that these value house workshops, that we always try to find people that like to give these workshops. So in this company, it was 3 management trainees, and they gave all these different workshops. So that way you can be fast, and it's also money-wise, budget-wise, interesting for the company.
Great, thanks, Henno.
Okay, thanks.